Get the recording going. Welcome in, everyone. This talk is intended for educational purposes only. It reflects our opinions and is based on our best judgment. No warranty is given or implied as to the accuracy. Past performance does not guarantee future performance, and no investment or trading advice whatsoever is implied by our commentary, coverage, or charts. It's been a few weeks. We missed the last hangout, so wanted to recap SPY here. This white candle, June 15th, was the last session, and basically the call, was reviewing the notes, the call from June 15th was to tag this 428 and 434. Those were the fib targets we were going for. As you can see, that played out as expected. Moving forward, I'm pretty much just going to be watching 434 as a reference point. We've seen a good amount of volume done in this area. And then the 428 with the 21 MA hanging out there. As far as upside, I'm a little more cautious on the upside here just in terms of seasonality. Second half of July is not as strong as the first 2 weeks. I had a whole write-up on that in the topic section of the think tank. I think most of you probably saw that. So things start to look a little bit weaker here as far as seasonality is concerned. So just something to keep in mind as we move forward. I'm still, remaining bullish, but just want to be a little more cautious here with how we're adding to longs and being cognizant of where the market is when we're adding or sizing into new swing plays, new overnight exposure. So just some things to keep in mind here. As far as upside reference points, this is a bit of a stretch here, the upper end of the channel. So I'll probably be looking at 440 just as a round number. Probably going to see some interesting reaction there. And then up from there is 445. But again, low expectations for the next couple of weeks in terms of continued upside. Looking for more chop in this 434, 440 area. So Mario, if you want to go ahead and take it away here, I'll pass it off to you.
Sure. So let's see what we got here. So pretty good with the review that Kyle did. As you guys know, I was off for close to 3 weeks now. So here's where I am right now. Like I came back to trading a couple days ago, and I had the pattern that I like sort of a pullback. So I was lucky enough to just have these 3 days of bullishness, one direction move. However, one of the things that guys, that I follow is I use a 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band in my charts. So that was pretty much where we hit today. Right, those of you that were trading live with us, that like at around 12, 11:50, I started getting cautious and saying like time of day plus, the extension of the market made me like I didn't want to really go into trying to chase stuff. When we say I don't want to chase stuff like doing extremely momentum oriented trades, is I don't want to do anything that is not doing like on like something special today, right? Guys, we refer to that like doing it's on its own, right? It has a volume, it has a unique pattern, sort of like a Disney yesterday, sort of a of course one of the biggest gainers was a gap play, but apart from the gaps, which have a catalyst, is something like like a perfect setup, like a perfect chart. So this is basically where we're going today, right? We're gonna have to try and really look for the better setups, because those if the market is running like for 3-4 days in a row and you're trying to buy the latest breakout play, is going to be really hard unless you have the volume coming up, and then it will probably imply or will be caused by some sort of catalyst like a raise price in Disney or some stuff like that. So that's where I want to focus. Like the chart as of right now, as of today, around 12, when we make the highs, or what was the time? When did we actually top? 11:30, right? So at the time we're almost hitting a 2 standard deviations. So we pretty much caught the whole meat of the move, right? Now, where are we going from here? I want to bring a couple levels for your attention, because this is going to be short term, right? The easier trade, I don't see it, to be honest, but I want you guys to keep an eye on the 362 area, 362.50, 362. So write it down. That's a 362. And I'm going to treat this one as a, let me just change that one, because that's the fib tool that I have. So this is what I want to do. This is what you're going to see in my charts coming forward. I'm going to have a line right there, 362, and the other one that I'm going to be looking is the 355, right? So I think this is pretty much, I mean, self-explanatory, right? We have the move right here to highs, right? We have this big move. We came into 354, sideways for 3 days, keeping the meat of the move. Again, guys, if we coming from here, this is like 1 to 3 days. We waiting, then we got pop, continuation, right? That day when we fell off, that was like, I think it was last Thursday or last Wednesday. That was a gap down, and the bulls just took it as a pullback, normal pullback back into support. You guys know that. We broke from there. We had the pullback, we make a new high today into the extension, 2 standard deviations. So from here, this is the reference levels that I want you guys to have. So I'm going to write it down, and where's my notes? Right here. So the QQQs, I'm going to be working 362.50, sort of a small range, right? 362.50.
That's basically last week's candle, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think it's going to be. Yeah, I'll put the weekly right now, because it's going to be 355 by 362. So let's look at the week, and you'll probably be correct. Right. That one right there. Right. So coming from here, that's what happened. I'm going to treat this one. Once we finally clear this out, then we can be, again, we can be like bullish again, full bullishness, or I'm going to see how we treat the support, and then I'll be trading a range. So I totally agree with Kyle's assessment, being like, this is probably not the best time to just be fully invested in our portfolios, or trying to get too big for those breakouts, right? There's going to be some things that are setting up, so hopefully we're going to be able to find them. But for the main part, I'm going to be looking just at the range, and I'm going to see who's trading similar to this. Plus, remember, guys, we just started the earnings season, right? So we kick it off today with Goldman and JP Morgan, and I think it was PepsiCo too, which moved to all-time highs. So let's go with the FANG. Let's start with the FANG, which is the usual that we do. So let's go with Apple, see what Apple's doing. So Apple tried to do exactly as the market, right? I think this one, most of the room had the call when we said 125 is the place to buy it. So we were buying around here, 125. This was the second entry that we posted, the 130, right? And then we hit the 135, 145, right? That was target. That was the target we're looking. Then the market was nice enough to give us the pullback. The pullback came to the 8MA. You know, guys, that I use the 8MA for strong trends. So what we can see right here is that once we broke the 128, Apple was just in a strong uptrend. And you know how I trade that one. I just go with the trend. As long as we don't break trend, which is the 8MA, I don't care. You just keep going like higher, higher, higher until we break trend. So all the commentary that I can do about Apple is play the trend. Simple, right? How do we play the trend? Well, we wait for the pullbacks and we buy the pullbacks, and then if we go over highs, we try to break the momentum, and we take the momentum trades. Like for today, right? We were about to break into this. Look at the monthly right here. That was a 144. That was from some months ago. This doesn't look right. I mean, like, I don't think we did that. Oh, that's the adjusted by. Anyways, doesn't look right. This one, I thought we were like at all-time highs now. So 147.50 is going to be the main level to watch, and then I'm going to be looking at the 140. So you can call it 140, 150, 140, 148 for Apple, and then we trade it as a range, right? Once we start going over 148 on a closing basis, then we probably go back into the bullishness. You know, the target that we have is like 170, 180. But I'd rather be a buyer into the 135. I don't have a problem with that. 135, 132, that'll be awesome. Look at all the volume we did. So stocks go up, they come down, 137, 135. Awesome. Put alerts right there, because that'll be an entry too. Those of you that have longer term plays with Apple. So that's what we're doing with Apple. Keep in mind, when's the earnings report for Apple? Should be coming soon, right?
Looks like the 27th.
20 something, right? Okay, the 27th. So it's 727 for Apple. This is the main chart that is in control. So that's what we're doing, right? Nothing new right here. Pretty simple. Let's do Amazon, which is another one that I was following pretty closely. And if you go back to the prior hangouts, you know that we were looking into this base, right? This was like the main play that we wanted to do, the 3200. So some of you bought it at the 3200, which is the accumulation phase right here, and finally we broke into the high. So 3770. Now, how do we approach this one? This is a pure momentum trade again, right? We got earnings coming on 729, so we still got like 15 days. We got extension, and we can go all the way up to 4,000. That's the main target that you have, that I have. So guys, that I was looking at the 3650 today. I think it was like 3650 a couple days ago. I'm sorry, 3650 right here, right? That was the level. That was the level that I was looking. So we dumped some into 37 before today. Actually, today we try to break, but the main target is 4,000. So what are we playing here, right? Based on the strategies, this is what I'm playing. This is my main chart. I want to remain bullish into Amazon as long as we stay over 3550. That's the level that I want to see, right? Holding. So Amazon 3550. That's the monthly chart that I'm getting from, and we're going for 4,000 as target one, right? Earnings 427. Is that what it is? 427. So that's a play you can do. Some of you, if you have a smaller account, you can always do the spreads, and there's a whole bunch of things we can do to play Amazon. Let's do the Microsoft too that we included right here. That was one of the better trades today, one of the better charts intraday too, right? So it just explode after a sideways consolidation. We can see here it was lagging a little bit of the market, but we got a really good entry at 277, right? We have the volume right here. So we have the base. You guys know I love the bases, especially when you are close to the 8 MA, right? Rising 8 MA. We have the monthly chart in a power uptrend. That's like so clear. It's just crazy how strong this stock is. So what do we want to do with Microsoft? I think is the go-to stock when we see some bullishness in the market. Actually, we're pretty close. We close over the high, the prior all-time high. So let's look at 281, right? 282, and then we can take it all the way to 290. So Microsoft remains as a watch, as a Momo trade. Momentum trade means I'll buy the highs. I'll probably be looking at the 280 all-time highs, prior all-time highs as a reference level. One of the big differences that we're going to be seeing over the next, say, couple weeks or the month is that a lot of the things that we have been doing need to be changed, right? Guys, that I love accumulations. I love buying support resistance. I'm not a big fan of buying highs and buying highs and buying highs and buying highs. So for me, it's going to be a really. I'm going to have to move my tweak my strategies, right? Because I'm far from the places where I love to buy, right? You guys know I love to buy panel control. I love to buy 200 MAs. I love to buy 50-day moving averages. I love to buy 20-day moving averages. So as of now, just as an example, right? If I'm trying to do Microsoft as a breakout play, I'll be paying 281. That's like 11 points higher from the 20 MA and like close to 20 something points, which is close to 8% higher than the 50 MA. So I'm very cautious, and that's that's something that I want to bring to your attention. So make sure you know exactly where you are as far as the location in the bigger picture for your trades. So let's do the Netflix, which is the other one, FANG, FA. We're missing the Facebook too. So this one, what is it that we're looking? Do you know this? This is one of my main watches. Almost triggered today. Almost triggered. I know some of you may have think that it did, but it didn't, right? I don't consider this one to be a trigger. I need like a break with volume to consider this one a trigger. So I have it on my watch list as a daily breakout play. That's what I want to play. What we're looking here is that we have earnings at 720, right? So my level is going to be 540 something, I think it was 546 for today, 545 for 46. So it stays at 546. Now you want to be cautious. You may want to wait all the way till we clear this area right here. So yes, on a big day with big volume, we can see 546 to 560, which is target one for a scalp. But the real trade should be once we start clearing the 560 to going for 600. So those are like two trades that we can do in Netflix based on your risk profile and how you trade. So 546, you can scalp it to 560. And then once we close over 460, you can try and get the 600. So for those, that's one that I'm going to be following. Now, I want to bring something else to your attention. Look at this. Look at what's going on right here, right? So ideally, we should have been accumulated at 510s, right? I think if you go back to a couple weeks, go check our recordings, you can see that we were very focused on the point of control. Again, you know, guys, I love it. The point of control, the 50 MA, the 200 MA. So this was like the ideal first trade, 500 to 550. We hit it. Now 550, we need to clear this on, right? You see, guys, a volume right here, 560. That's my area for volume. And then the higher volume is 500. So this is a 10% move. Once we clear this one again, 560, we can see the 600, right? If you go to the longer time frames, right? This is still a chop. This is sort of a range trade. That's what I've been doing, right? The 500 to 600. So we're right there. We still got some meat to the move, and the main thing is that it's not extended. If you see it, it was just like a big run up, and then we've been consolidating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like almost 3 weeks. So Netflix is a watch. That one could be played as a momentum play, or for 546, 560, 560 to 600. So let's do the other the other one from the FANG, which is Facebook. Now with Facebook, what do we see here? I'm going to slow down a little bit because, like I told you guys, I've been trying to catch up, but the charts, you know, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, right? So what we have with Facebook was like this monthly sideways consolidation, finally broke, and we make all-time high. So that took us from 300 to 360. Let's call it a 20% move. Now you see the accumulation right here, similar to what I show you in Netflix, similar to what I show you in Amazon, right? So we're up here. So at this point in time, all I can see is, if you see the Fibonacci's, like we're talking about 423% projection at 366. So that's like, I don't want to say extended, because the way it's been trading, I don't think it's extended as of now, right? We saw pullback, move up, tested highs, long, like that's like 15 days, 15 sessions doing nothing. Then out of the blue, you got like 2, 3, 4 days with a big move. And now that's where we are. So a lot of chopping here. For real, the one you don't want to miss is when Facebook breaks 360, right? Now, we have the earnings coming. So don't be surprised if coming into earnings, we're still there, right? And probably they're just going to wait till we report earnings and we go over the earnings report. Let me see when's that going to happen. 728. So we still got time. Now, here's the other thing. We just like peg to the, again, 2 standard deviations for the Bollinger Band. So it's like a powerful move that we have. You will need to be very cautious as far as where you enter and what day you enter. If you see this, you see the volume, it's not going to lie to you. Volume is always there. if you have a really big day. So that was a day we still, I like to call this one the drift. Like we just drifting, probably just checking the, the weekends that they cannot stand like a couple days not moving. So 360, let's put the alert right there because I want everybody to be on that trade if we hit it over there. Now, what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next level that I want to be watching on Facebook? Of course, it's going to be this one, the 340, right? The 340, actually right there. 340 is a key level for Facebook. What I see right there, and I hope you do too, is that was the base, and you guys know that these bases tend to become support. So what we did is once we broke, we tested. That's where we make the explosion. Then we came back right here. That was actually a pretty decent entry. You come back to 340, you have the 20 MA, you buy it and you drop it right at the top of range. So that's a range trade that we have right there, 340, 360. Over 360, you want the momentum trade. 340, let's discuss what is it we're going to do. I cannot tell you right now because I don't know how we're going to be testing the 340. Are we missing one?
Google.
Google, yes. So GOGL, I even forgot about the ticker for Google. So Google's a different animal, absolutely different animal. You see that there was no accumulation right here. So it's just been like sort of in an uptrend. Doesn't move that much. Well, doesn't move that much in percentage, right? Because I know it's 2000s. So of course, it's going to move like whatever the ATR is, like 32 points. So yeah, but that's just the normal move. So what do we do from here? I don't see a pattern, and this is one of the things that I do, right, guys? Like I go to the monthly chart, and all I see is like it's going up, right? So what do we do? Like I don't know how to enter that, right? I do know how to enter. If I see it going higher on volume, I just buy the highs and that's it. But as far as positioning myself, this is what I want to see. Sort of formation like this. This is something similar to what we're seeing in Facebook, right? This is the type of range that I was talking about. And then when we have these type of moves, that's what I love to trade. Like in here, I mean, we can call it any day, but it's just like no edge for me. So as for Google, I'm just gonna leave it as an uptrend. So it's an uptrend. That's all I can. That's all the commentary I can do on Google, right? I think we're done with the fangs. So let's move into semiconductors. How's that? Let's check Nvidia, because Nvidia was one that I was actually watching yesterday, right? So the idea in Nvidia was similar at 535, and we have a target of 700. We just blew past it. So now the level, and I shouldn't have that one right there. That's probably an intraday line that I have, but I want you guys to focus because now, as I told you, like we cannot rely that much into my point of control, my 50 MA, my 20 MA, because we just like so extended, right? So up there. So I'm gonna have to use other sort of tools to start looking for the places where I can get involved. So this is a level that is going to be like psychological, or 782 is a moving average right there, but it was also the place where we sold off, where we stopped a couple times, right? Prior to breaking into the 835 zone. Now, what I like about this one is that it did pretty much exactly as the market, right? Guys, remember the market hit the 2 standard deviation, dropped, and bulls bought it, right? Here's the thing with Nvidia. Nvidia didn't make new highs. The market did. Apple did. Yeah, I think Amazon did, right? Like a lot of stuff. I think Microsoft did too. But Nvidia is a little bit of a lagger, and I think I posted today like a lagger. But I need to see it take the 822. Now, why am I even considering that one? Because of the volume, right? I have this big volume right here, so I don't know what's going on right there. But there's, once I clear 822, there's a high chance that I hit 835, and you know what's going to happen at 835. Probably a lot of people will be chasing, so that may give us an extra 15 points to 850. So I think that's interesting. If we see momentum into Nvidia over the 523 with volume for target 1 535 and target 2 550. Oh my God, what am I talking about? 535, 835 at 850, right? 835 and 850. So 825, 835 and 850. That's where you see my alert. I'm gonna change my alert because the what we need is the 820 that we were looking yesterday. So this is actually interesting as far as possible momentum trade for a morning like the one we have today, and this one starts going, we can nail those 15 points right there pretty easily. Now, if we don't, what I'll be looking is at the 780 has couple components. That was the prior all-time high zone where we broke, where we tested, and we have the 20 MA right there. So put an alert at 790 just in case we have a really bad day, and then we decide what is it we start doing right there, right? Because we go back into these areas now, what we're gonna have to start looking is at the market probably going down or taking a breather, right? And then the normal or the easier trades would probably be just trading ranges, right? The range that we have before. So we're going to be here like 713. So once we go 780, we can totally see 720. So that's 60 points. So keep that in mind. We're going to be looking at Nvidia at that 780 should hold. If we don't, and we have a bad market, we can go for 720. So that's a short idea right there, right? Just because it didn't make the highs, right? You go back to the Qs and somebody is lagging, right? Right there, Nvidia. So let's do another one that I know a lot of you guys were involved. So this is this is one of the toughest ones to trade. And what we did on this one, it was pretty simple, range trade, right? So we started accumulating into 80s, and the target was like 100. I think we hit like 95, and then we have the massive reversal day in the market, and then we failed to make a new high. Why? Of course, because we have a lot of selling pressure this day, right? So we haven't been able to recoup. Now what we have is we have a lot of volume right here. So this is real, guys. This is like we got volume at 92, we got volume at 93, we got volume at 88. This one, I think I'm gonna go with Nvidia, and for AMD, I'm just gonna call it that we're in a range 87. I hope you guys all see it. Let me know if you're not seeing it, because then we can just go deeper on this one. But I think it's pretty simple, pretty clear. The pattern that we have right here. So let's look at the monthly. You guys know that I like sort of these patterns, like that 1, 2, 3, but the 3 means that we need to take 95, right? So put your alerts in case things start moving. So the way I do it, the way I go about it is like 92.50, and then I know we got to start getting ready. It all depends on how the day is developing, so we can probably take some intra to swings and everything, but the real trade is over 95, and I'll be doing this. This is a monthly 1, 2, 3 for a breakout to new all-time highs inside a range, right? This is a range we were trading, so always know exactly what is the structure and what is it we're trading, right? So that's AMD. Let's go to MU. For MU, this one I don't like it at all, but if you go and look into the monthly chart, this is actually what we call the buy setup, right? So we have a line right here, right? We have this one right over here. So what we have is a range, and we were trading in a range. Finally, we broke new all-time highs, and now what we're doing is a pullback, right? You can do something like if you got the reference points and everything, you can do something like from here to here and see how much we're actually retracing. We are right at the 38 MA, right? 38% Fibonacci retracement. So this one is a good reference point to be watching, 35. Now, where do we go from there? I go the other way around, and we should be looking at, I'm sorry, is everything all right? Okay. So we should be looking at projections into 96 if we can test the prior high, which is the normal target one for a fib retracement that doesn't exceed the 38%, right? So that's just theory. So this is interesting, actually. Look at AMU on a monthly base, and it's at the 38%. So let's go and see where we are. So that was actually the entry. Look at that. That was beautiful. Guys, like 3 or 4 days ago, we were at 38. a lot of support right here, the 200 MA. So that should have been a beautiful reversal trade. Now, where do we go from here? I want it going over the 81, at least the point of control. And we can probably take this trade, guys, 81 to 85. And then see if the momentum carries, right? Because the real trigger will be the close over this monthly chart, this monthly bar, but it's only middle of the month. But this is interesting, guys. So let's put MU as a monthly buy watch, right? At a 38% fib retracement. Let's see where it takes us, right? 75. I'm sorry, 75 was the entry. That was the initial entry. So probably we're gonna get some. We can break some traction in here. 80 to 81.50. You know, guys know I don't like to call those small trades because those are posted every day on the Traders Think Tank. But I'm gonna give that to you today. So if we go over 80.20, which is a point of control on a daily chart, our target will be 81.50 for target one, and then we're probably gonna be hitting 85, okay? So that's an idea right there. Might work on a good trading environment or a good market. So let's do MU, AMD, we already did. Nvidia, am I missing something, Kyle?
Intel, Qualcomm.
Intel and Qualcomm. Oh, Qualcomm, I think is looking good. If I remember from my chart, exactly. That's the one I'm looking. I'm looking at a daily breakout play inside a monthly sort of a buy setup. Let's do a quick measure here just for fun, right? Just for fun. Let's see. And this is Qualcomm. You see the same pattern from here to here, retracement 38%. So that's our area of that's subjective, right? Because it's just an indicator. So we need to see the actual action in 126, so I'm able to buy it. So when you come right here and you see 126 was the 126, there was some support, two standard deviations on the Bollinger, three standard deviations. So those are the type of reversal trades that I like to play. Now, where are we now? So we're dealing with the 144, 145. That's where we have the alert, right? Reason being is we have the move. Now we have the extension into the top of the top part of the envelope. We're sideways moving right here. Now we're on top of all of the moving averages, also on top of the point of control, and we have this level right here. This was a base. So what I'm thinking is once we start clearing this base, the next normal target for people will be 150. Can we close the gap? 160. So yes, Qualcomm, and that's a daily breakout play of a base, right? Over 145. We need momentum with that one. Those are like things that I know. Actually, believe it or not, I repeating so much so that I repeating for myself too. It's like I'm learning to remember the volume. So, keeping that in mind, top of mind all the time, because we don't trade price, just price, right? It can go here and they just like on no volume and they just crash it on you. So you don't want to, you make sure that you have the volume, you have the special day when it's going to move. So 728 could do it. Look at the beautiful. Here it is actually 140. What was the monthly buy? So that's an old thing. So that one's working actually. 140. It hasn't triggered yet. 144. Now, when we have this type of setup, doesn't matter if it's a monthly or whatever, we should test the highs. So what we said is like 145, 150, target one, just because of the volume. You can see the volume right here. See all the tails. That's what makes the volume, 150 right there. And then once we clear, it's 160 and 180. Okay. So Qualcomm, I like it. And then we go into Intel. And Intel, let me see. Let's look at like when I don't see anything on the daily chart, I just go to my monthly and look at the monthly. I don't want to get involved in that one. I don't know what's going on. It's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the middle of everything. When should we get involved into that one? The trade like that. At least you see the blue line right here, the 59, all the volume right here. So 59 was the average price for the whole year 2020, right? That was last year. We have actually 2.0 controls, so two areas of big volume, big trading. So we have one at 49 and then we have the other one at 59. So at least I want to be able to clear the 59. I don't need to be first. I just need to make a 10% move right here with the proper options. That's all you need. So let's keep an alert at the 58.70. Once we start going over the 58.70, that probably will start catching some fire, right? The only reason why I don't put it like a top watch is because of this monthly chart. When you compare this one to a Qualcomm, I hope you see the difference why I like some and then I prefer to trade the other ones, right? Anything can move on any single day. You know, we don't know that. There's no way we can know the news from tomorrow, but at least the chart, that's all we can read, right? So Intel over 59, we say 59.60. Keep on alert. Those of you that help us with the tracking, that's an important one. So we're done with the, I think we're done with the semis. The streamers that we do next, so Netflix already done. We got the Disney, and the Disney is looking really good. We have the monthly chart, and this is where we stand right here. So that's a monthly buy, sort of a monthly buy, and that's where we are actually right now, right? So we trigger, I think it was yesterday, over 180, right? So you can see it right here over 180. That was the monthly chart. The monthly chart is good for you guys to be aware of the bigger picture, because sometimes you get like moves like yesterday. Actually, the move was like amazing, 1 to 3 days right in here. So what we're looking is I want to see Disney closing over 186, over 188. So this one might give us a little bit of trouble. It held pretty nice. You guys know that I call this one a 1 to 3. Although I'm gonna give you guys a bonus, right? This is not a perfect 1 to 3, right? The reason being because we took the prior day's high. So for those of you that follow Kyle and myself on our strategies, you know there's a little bit of a difference when you actually go over the prior day's high. You don't have the same compression, right? You don't have the same power whenever we break, right? So this one is like a modified. It requires a little bit more cautious approach as far as when you're trading it. So for this one, I'm gonna call 186.50. So at that point, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be on a strong move, right? So it's gonna be 186.50 for. I'll say we can get the 195. I'm aiming for 200 on Disney, but so you can call 186 to 185 and 200. Okay, I know. Let me see when's the earnings. 8:12, so that gives us plenty of time, right? We should be able to have a decent run into earnings unless the market really does something bad. But I think the action today was telling. I mean, it held pretty nice. It was doing great in the morning with the market, and then the market decided not to collaborate with us. So let's do the Roku, which is the other one that we follow, and pretty interesting right here, right? You guys now are getting familiar to what we do. So let's check out this one, right? That's the monthly chart. So you know, guys, that I'm probably gonna be all over this one whenever we start getting to 461, 462. That's gonna be a cool entry for a momentum trade, right? The momentum trade here. Here's the other one that we saw that we're looking for. A lot of the semis. This is the pullback. I'm pretty sure if I go from here to here, it's going to be like 38%. Well, that one went a little bit too much over. It's Roku. So we hit the 50, and then we retested 38, and then we blasted off, right? So I encourage you guys to do your, just use some indicators to give some perspective. It's just like levels that you can start getting into. Okay, this is probably what's going on right here. I don't need to get scared. It's just a pullback. By the way, stocks pull back even when they are about to make new highs. So you don't need to panic when you see them dropping like 50 cents on you. So what we're looking for on this Roku play is I want to see some momentum. I want to see some momentum over the 460. That's where my alert is. That's where my alarm is. There's some volume right here. That's interesting. We held at the 20 MA. So this is sort of a first leg coming into this one. I would have expected it to be making new highs with the market. So it seems like it's not really that related to the market. You can see the volume is dropping. Always look at the volume. So the volume is dropping. So this is going to be probably a sideways move into earnings. When are they reporting earnings? Let me see, 804. So we got plenty of time. 804, that's going to be like after the monthly chart is going to be closed. So we probably close and then we do the 1, 2, 3. So let's keep an eye on Roku as a monthly 1, 2, 3, right? Can we get a better entry? Probably, but then we're going to have to see how the structure in the daily chart develops, right? As far as what I can see, like right now, the easier trade will be 460 and go long, okay? So we got Roku, we got Disney, we got Netflix. Who else is doing streaming? Or do we do football? Not anymore, right? Anybody there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Haven't traded Fubo in a while. Do you want to jump into payments?
Payments. Okay, let's do the payments. I know PayPal was on our watch list for the last couple of days, and I can totally see why. So what we have is a sort of a base. We got the move of 260, pretty clear. After we broke the daily point of control, we started sideways at the 260. We see all the accumulation right here for the year. So that was a big level. We see the volume right here. So that was probably the easier move. Look at these guys. This is what we're talking about. You break, don't chase, wait for the pullback. You go long, you go higher, you make a new high. Now here's the pullback or sideways move. You correct through price or through time, right? Through time or through price. There's two types, right? So where are we right here? I don't like it. I mean, like, as far as the daily, unless we have a big day, this is sort of a interesting move, like on higher than average volume. Let me see intraday if we have any clues. So pretty much open and picked at 11. We have this big drop right here, 298. So that's interesting because this was the prior high for the year. I think it was 296. No, that's 31, no 309. So we're dealing with the 310. So I think the safer trade for PayPal, if you want to trade this one, is just a plain and simple uptrend over all-time highs. So it's just momentum, Momo uptrend, right? So that doesn't mean it cannot go higher. It's just I don't know where to enter. So let's do with the SQ. So it's clearly lagging. This one could get interesting. You can see my alert right here. That's what I want to be involved in. That one 260. And now what I want to see is what structure do I think I want to trade. Now what I don't like is all of these tails, right? So there's going to be a lot of overhead volume and action. So 260 rejected many times, right here, right here, right here. And this was like 276. I don't think I'm gonna make a call on SQ, to be honest, Kyle, unless we really see some catalyst and then we see the momentum. Now to the short side, because I haven't talked that much about the short side. Pattern, it's as dirty to the short side as to the long side, right? If we go to the monthly chart, what we're gonna see is like, look at these guys. They're buying this and they're selling in here. So I think it's like what we like to call like a tradable range, right? From 200 to 283, that's 40% move. So the 200, but then if you start shorting 240, 233 is target 1, 228 is target 2, 222 is target. So that's more of a tactical type of call inside intraday trade. So that's PayPal at SQ. I think Mastercard was moving today, higher than average volume, 167% right here. If you don't have this one, DM Kyle and he'll send you this tool. It's pretty cool. So you would read you that, you know, we did 167%. So that's higher than average volume on the break, and we close above the break point, which is 3380.91. So what would I do with this? Let's look at the monthly chart, and we're about to trigger 387 actually it is. So this is an extension. I don't know what happened that month. I don't want to go that far. So that's the photo one. So I think we can play momentum on MasterCard if that's one of the stocks that you like to play. I know some of the guys were following today. I like the pattern on the 15. I like the pattern on the 60. I like the move we did today. So probably momentum could come into this one. Actually, that's a decent one. So MA over 387 for a Momo play. Watch the 400, 401 as a target one, right? Pretty simple. That's all we're doing. And actually is the Bollinger Band. I like to show it to you guys. So there's like no magic in here. It's just trying to use the reference points and try to see if we can find a structure. So this one is even better. Visa, I don't know if this is travel related or what is it, but yeah, Visa finally put a decent day. I don't trade these ones a lot because days like today are not that common, right? You see the charts and it's like months and months and months, and you have like 1 or 3 big green bars. But this is interesting. You can keep it as a momentum trade for a watch, and probably we're going to be trading tomorrow, 242. That'll be interesting. I would have loved it to see it like at 241. So ideally, sort of what we did today with Disney, we wait for this one to test the base from yesterday, like from today. So it's going to be like 240, 240 something, and then probably we can take it for 245. That'll be a better trade than just buying the high, but we don't know where we're going to open. So let's keep an eye on Visa as a Momo candidate for tomorrow, right? The other one is American Express. And this one, if I don't trade Visa that much, this one I don't really trade at all. So yeah, absolutely killer chart on the monthly chart. And that's all I can say. There's an uptrend, and the daily is not compelling for me at all. So I don't want to be trading that one. So we're done with the payments, and let's move on with, what do you guys?
EV, Tesla?
Oh, the cars. So this one I'm watching. You guys know it. We have the monthly point of control at 711. I'm going to show it to you guys. Oh, I have to do the monthly right here. Otherwise, you're not going to see it. I don't have the monthly point of control right here. So right here, accumulation the whole day, the whole year, I'm sorry, for 700. Believe me when I told you that the monthly point of control is 711. I don't know why I don't have it here on this chart that I'm showing to you. Probably because it's reading like the last 5 years. So he has it right here. When we go into the daily, let me see where we stand. So we got the 685. And then let's look at the weekly, and the weekly stands right here. Yeah, it's because of the sizing of the chart. I have a shorter time charts that I use on my trading platform, right? This is my research one. And on that one, my monthly point of control is at 711. And that's what it all depends on the aggregation time that you use. So I'm just bringing it because I know based on this one, it looks like 687 is. But when I go and look at the monthly, and the monthly says 711, that's what I was calling like, okay, I'm going to wait for 710, 711, 712. You have to jump on this one if we go over 711, 712. So what we have is we have the earnings coming, right? That's 726. And we have sort of a decent pattern. I want to take this one off right here. And let's do this one, and guess where we stop? 38%. So I know a lot of people thought that Elon was going to go broke, but that was a 38% move, and now we're here. Now we're right there. That's my 711. That will trigger pretty much 1 to 3 months a daily buy. At least we should see 784. I think this one 600 to 700 was called too here. I know I got like 60, 600 to 690. So I got part of that move. So now what I want is the second leg, right? The entry right here, the real entry on the monthly chart, 713 to 800 and probably 900, right? If you believe in Kathy arc, so that'll be the trade, right? So keep an eye on that one. All we need is like start taking that 700, 711 and make sure you have something. Like this is all the alerts. Now, if we go to the other side, I'll do what I do all the time. Like I'll buy support, right? 600, 600, 600. I'm just trading this. This is the chart I'm trading. So pretty simple. I think main one will be 711. So let's keep an eye on the 711. Make it a monthly point of control. Like today, guys, if you were in the room, and I wanna take a minute for that. UP, what was the call, Kyle? UPWK, right? I don't even know.
Yep.
I don't even know the ticker, right? So if you're trading and I'm following like 10 stocks, right? I don't even know what's going on. I know a lot of people try to help and they say, "Whoa, it's making all-time highs," right? Oh, all-time highs, I understand, right? But it's like, oh, it's a high of the day, right? Like if you throw 8,000 stocks or symbols, like probably on a good day, 6,000 are going to be making high of the day, right? But when you get a call from Kyle that knows what he's doing, and he says, I see volume spiking, right, on UP, whatever, right? And 60, what was it, 66, 6150?
61.5, yeah.
61.5, right? So I know you come and you see the volume and 61.5 looks like, oh my God, I can't buy it right there, right? The actual review of this trade is on the tank, so make sure you check it. But when you go into the lower time frames, you can see that actually there's an entry right here, 61, and you can get like 10, what was it, 3%, and that was a 200% move, right, on that one. What makes a difference, right? If he says, oh, it's making daily highs, I don't know where I'm at. If he says this is a daily breakout play at 6150, I refer immediately to my daily chart and I see this. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're taking 61.15 or retesting 61, I'm buying, right? Where's the target? Well, the target was like around 66, 64, right? 64, where is it come from? Right here, 63.87, that's target one. So once I start seeing like 64, 64.50, my stop is like 30 cents below, right? So what I'm trying to bring to your attention is like these type of patterns that we love so much, at least I do, right? When you have a daily base, this is what I call a daily base. This is a daily breakout play and you have the massive volume, please let us know what's going on. Don't just say, oh, it's making new high. Hey guys, this is a daily breakout play with volume. Please buy me some options. Thank you so much, right? So that was, what were we talking about? We were talking the payments we did. We did the Tesla, yes.
Tesla,
I know.
yeah.
I know. Let's go to NEO because I think NEO. I was looking at NEO. NEO did the monthly chart. Look at the monthly chart again. This is just so boring, guys. You come right here. That's a 50% retracement, and then this is the monthly. This is the trigger over the prior month. So we trigger, we go, and now we're dealing with this one, right? Can we get a second entry? Probably a second entry will be around here, the 42, 44. Let's clear the chart right here and see if we have a move. So what I want to see is look at the, remember when we used to do the alligator mouths and everything? They're gone. I mean, they're gone. We just going higher, so we don't see them anymore. So every now and then you're gonna see them. So what we have is like we have a lot of volume right here at 58. We have the top right here at 55. So not a bad trade if we can see any momentum coming into 47, 48, 47, 50, 48, right? See, this is the level. That's where I have my, that's where I have my my lines, right? So I know what's going on. I know the structure. We come from here sideways. We try to break, came all the way to test the volume profile. So that's target, came back, held. Now, what am I waiting for? Another break right here, right? That's the 47.50, 455. So NEO, it's on watch over 47.50, 455. Then we go to XPV. I think that's another one that is setting up, if I'm not mistaken. Look at the chart. So this is what we call a drift, right? You have the IPO, whatever. Nothing happens. 3 months. You take the high of the month. Boom. Then you have the pullback all the way right into the base. So that's a buy. That's a buy. That's a drift play. You have the trigger on a month in case you were sleeping this month. You can buy it right here. And now where do we go from here? That's the big question, because now what we're doing is a lower high. So if we start coming down, of course, we're going to be testing 19. But if we don't and we start getting some traction over 48, over, this is not as clear as the neo because we don't have the mouth, right? We don't have the alligator, everything. Like we have the massive volume here. So this one, I'm not going to make a call on this one. I want to watch 35 and I want to watch 31 for sure, because I want to make sure that this is not failing, right? But once we start going over 44, I'll probably take a look and see if some sort of a breakout base can develop. So that's XPV, FSR. Let me know, guys, if you're typing, because I'm trying to be as fast so we can cover as much. So FSR, I don't see anything. And Workhorse, that was another one that we used to trade, and that looks like keep me posted if we go over 19. That's pretty much what we have. This is the alligator mouth that we're talking about. So once we go over 1987, I'll probably take some. If we start going on the 10 again, then the target is like $3. And I think we called this one from 16 to 8. So that was good. So keep an eye on this one, because this may do exactly what we did right here, right? So once we start breaking the 10, 11, that can go like 30-40% down. So that's Workhorse. And anything new? What do we have? The new economy, old economy, all the stuff. Who's that?
Chinese stocks, Baba, Baidu.
Let's do the Chinese. Baba. Baba is such a tough trade. I keep saying that. So what we have is we have the massive sideways consolidation for a couple years, and then we blast off, and then we try to pull back, and now here we are. We haven't triggered, by the way. 240, that's where we, all the time I try to anticipate or whatever, like 200 point of control. The 200 is a level. We talk about the 205 because I know Carly, I think she reminded me a couple days ago that we were trading at the 205 and the 205 was a level. So yes, it was a level. I totally missed the 198 with 200, the reversal trade right here, right? This day could have been. Why? Because we have like 5 days or 6 days down into pretty much the standard, like 3 standard deviations. So that's oversold. But I think this is a technical bounce, and we hit exactly target 1, which is the point of control. So what I was trying to do today is I wanted to see the 212, 213 on a closing basis, right? To try to hit the probably 215, 217. So this is a reversal trade, by all means. The good thing is like we have the 212 point of control, and then we have massive volume at 227. So that's like 15 points that we can trade. Now, this can go the other way too. So we can absolutely short the 207, 206, right? If we go 207, we can see that we're well below these two accumulation zones. So we can see some selling into 212, back into 189, 190. So that's pretty low. That's like right here, right? And this is basically, we're not doing anything weird. All we're doing is just trading a chart, right? Like we can probably test again here and overshoot to 186. So for Baba, news, everything that's going on, just keep an eye on that one, because Baba trades like that. It's just like someday with a catalyst, we can do 215 to 230, absolutely. So Baba with the catalyst at 215 for 230. But if we start seeing like, if you want to be really aggressive, once we start falling the 207, 206, 205, that level 206, 205, we can probably test 195, 190. Okay, let's see Baidu. I think from the Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, my memory doesn't recall, look at the, this is interesting. This one's a little bit better as far as structure. So we get back pretty much all of the move. This was like some news that they were doing something. I remember we were trading that one that day. So here's the pullback. So I want nothing to do with this one till we go over, where do I put it? Like 200. That's what I want to see it. Like once we start going, probably it's going to be a pretty good trade. So I want Baidu to start gaining point of control over the 50 MA. And once we start going over 200, we have 260. Okay. So that's probably not going to happen this month. But if it does, that's 200 to 260. Now, when's the catalyst? Let me see if we have a catalyst coming. And 8/12, so that's a month from now. Yeah, you never know. JD, I think, is better looking. Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And why do I like this one better? Now, if we come to basic trend analysis, I go like this, right? So we just pull back 50%. So we have a 50% pullback on a monthly basis. We trigger and we're right there. So we can probably take an 80/27, 80/31 trigger back into 85, 86, not huge, but like a 7-8% move. So this, of course, intraday, now we have to deal with this. A lot of people will be watching there. Let me double check. That's the 200 MA. So we're still under the 200 MA. So this could be a sort of a natural target. So actually that doesn't look that bad, to be honest, guys. Like for a momentum trade, I think we should keep it like probably 78, like today's high. Once we clear the volume right here that we have, 78 for 82. And then if we happen to be lucky enough and we clear the 200 MA, then we start rolling, right? I like the monthly chart, so I'm gonna put JD as a monthly buy. Okay, it's not pure because it's not the first trigger. The first trigger was like a month ago, right? The first trigger is this one. The first time that we reversed the 1, 2, 3, then we go. So now what we're trying to do is like we're trying to take a second entry on a monthly buy, right? So that's JD. What else do we have as far as Chinese? There's some names that I want to discuss. That's going to be the snow, right? Because this is the accumulation that we like, sort of accumulation. I think we came up with the IPO, went all the way to 425, got cut in half, shake pretty much everybody out, and now this is where we are, right? So we have the trigger last month. It didn't really hold. So now this month, what we have is a trigger at 256. So when you come right here and look for the 256, you see that it was like a couple days ago. I think it was Friday, guys, that you were trading this one. You guys nailed it. So that was a trigger, 256. You probably were trading just the daily chart, but the monthly was in play too. So what we're dealing is like once we start going over 280, which I thought we were gonna be testing today. Once we go over 280, I think this is a $340 stock. So keep an eye on this one. We have the igniting move here a couple days ago. We have the good setup for the 1, 2. So that was a 1, 2, 3 for today. But you know, the market ran on this one. So, but keep an eye on snow, right? So snow, what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing probably 280 to 300 sort of momentum trade. And then I'll let the monthly chart dictate where we're going with that one. So probably we'll go 300, 340, okay? So that's the 340. So that's one that I wanted to make sure we didn't miss. So snow. Another one that is setting up is Airbnb. It's sort of a reversal trade, what I'm looking to do here, but this one can be a short. Like if you look at the monthly chart, once we start breaking with momentum, the 130, let me see, what is it? 133, probably 139. You guys, I know some of you guys are very aggressive with the shorts. Like you just see bleeding and you just jump into it. So that may work because, you know, momentum can carry. So let's look at this one on the 140 under 135. Okay, so Airbnb on the 140 on the 135. I don't know if this one has anything to do with the Delta variant that we all hearing. So I don't know if people are going to start doing what they're supposed to be doing during the summer. So might be a reason, might be a catalyst. Now, where do I go like from here? You see my alert right here, 156, and that'll be like sort of a down, sort of a, what is it? Saucer formation, something like that. Yeah, but you know, and this could be a checkout, but I will need confirmation. So 157, once we see 157, we can aim for 180 on that one, right? So 157 for 180 on Airbnb. When do we have the earnings? Because this one may get interesting into earnings, and the earnings is 8/12. So we got a month, a whole month to prepare for that one. Now, this chart, I would have preferred that we don't have the tail. So in that case, this would have been like 1, 2, and 3, take the lows, go short. Now we have the tail. So this is pretty much the modified version of the 1, 2, 3 that I just showed you to the upside, right? When we have the tail. So yeah, whatever, we need the real entry. So under 139, what do I say? On the 140, on the 135, and then we ride the momentum. So Airbnb, I want to make sure that it's on top of everybody's mind. I think Twilio, but I don't know if Twilio is a Chinese name or where's that from. I think it's from here, right? Anyway, couple things stand up for me on Twilio, right? The first one is like, look at the volume right here, 371. So we're pretty close to the point of control. 371. When we go to the monthly chart, it's sort of a, it did have sort of a pullback, held pretty nice right at the break, right? And we're trying to set up like a 1, 2, 3 formation, something like that. So I can trade this one as a daily breakout play. Now this is interesting. Look at the huge volume right here on that day. I don't know what happened that day. Have no idea. But they put like massive volume and they couldn't break it down below the 380. So we know 380 is a level. Let's keep an eye on 380. And let's keep an eye on 400. Is that going to be 403, right? 403. So 380 by 403 for Twilio. 380, 403, right? I'm mostly looking to go long unless we have some news or some sort of catalyst. You can probably trade it on a bad day, 380 to 360. But the main play I'm looking to do is probably just that base of the initial move, try to see if they check people out, and then we start buying the 397, 395. It all depends on how it's setting up on the day. Like tomorrow, if we start seeing some volume right from the get-go, we can probably put the 395, 400 is 403. Remember, it's a $400 stock, so now multiples they're not like what they appear to be. I mean, it can move pretty substantial. So we have Twilio, and I think TSM that was mentioned today also. So this one's pretty simple. Taiwan Semi. So this is a buy setup right here. Trigger. I think what it's the problem with this one is the volume, although it's increasing, and I think it's increasing towards earnings, which is a couple days from now. So we finally broke 121. We haven't been able to break the 127. That's target one. Keep an eye on that one. Might be interesting coming into earnings. So 127, 130. Now we're thinking they're going to come up with some news, good news. Target should be 140. So 124, 130, 127, 140 for TSM. 127, 140 earnings 2 days from now. So I think a lot of people won't do it because of the earnings being near. Anything else, guys?
Coin.
Coin. Wow, we're trading crypto now. Coin. I don't know if this trades with Bitcoin or whatever, or this one is like transaction, but they say that if people stop trading that much, so they're not going to be making commissions. So here's the deal. Chart is telling me that over 260, and you see my alert right there, right? I totally forgot that I was even looking at that. So what I'm looking is like 1, 2, we start, putting a green bar right here over 260. I can probably play it for 280, 20 points, 10%, right? That could be interesting if we have the day, right? If we are on the right day. I don't have a lot of information. All I know is like 260, and then we have 280, 300, and then we have 324. So, yep, see GVTC, what is it doing? Continue going down. So we have a pullback at 61% now, right? We hit 61%. That was like 29 that day that it went to 29, 28,000. I think it was a low. Then it bounced, and now we're retesting. So the pattern, once we start hitting 6180, theory says we don't make a new high. So what we do is like we're probably gonna have a technical bounce back into the 40, 45, and then we start with the chop unless something really big comes. What I mean about the 61 not going back to all-time highs is not a momentum. That's not the norm. That's not what happened. By the way, Twitter. Twitter. So Twitter is a daily breakout play on watch. I think you guys nail it too. This is something that I was looking like. This is a pullback. This is a monthly buy. So move was 58 to 68. So that was 10 points right there. So it's pretty clear right here, 58 to 68 once we start moving. But now what we have is, where do you go from here? I'm not a fan of trading Twitter, but if we can see some momentum, especially if we can close over 73, we can probably see the 80s. Okay. So let's see Twitter over 73 for 80. And those of you that like to trade it, you can absolutely trade the daily breakout play. Just make sure that we have the volume. So the daily breakout play would be over today's high, whatever that level is. And it's 71.20. So you can do 71.20. I'll probably wait for 73 for 80 and don't deal with that because it's not my favorite thing to trade. And this one is not either, right? So for that one, that was a chop. You can see the chart. I'm looking at the daily chart just sideways for the most part. Like I cannot find a technical entry right there. If I go into my monthly chart and I try to see it, it's not as clear as the other ones. And I go to my weekly chart. Let me see if there's something right there. Probably around here. That's a technical setup that I'll take. Probably this one is a technical setup that I'll take. First pullback, yeah, not bad. Right here, that's a problem that I have. Like 60 by 70, but really no call on that one. Just in case you guys follow pins, I haven't checked pins in a while. So let's see the monthly, and yeah, sort of a clean hammer pin bar signaling the monthly buy. So your buy was 67. We come right here, and that was somewhere along these lines, right? 67 point of control, but not really my type of trades either. So we hit target at 82, clear right here. That was a wall. If you don't see it here, you can see it here. Big red bar. So that's where we are. That's where we're standing, 72.11. I think if you get the momentum, you can probably see it down to 67 because it doesn't look that good. So we big point of control, 72 to 67. And if you go near 80, then let us know and we'll see what's up from there. What else, guys? Wish as in wish. Those are like recent IPOs, right? I mean, 15, 16, 16. I think we have an alert right there, 16, 16. So that's something. I know there's a lot of a lot of stuff that we talked and It's like Nokia today, right? We were waiting for a break. Look at the accumulation right here. So keep an eye on that one just in case we hit the, I have a target, I have I'm sorry, I have an alert today at 578. So we did 320%. Just keep an eye on this one just because of his Wall Street bets favorite. So from 6, you can go 650, 750, God knows, probably 400 bucks. Who knows, right?
Piton?
Piton. Yeah, Piton. Look at the monthly buy, like the market gave us. So we triggered, that was, I think that was at 100. That was the 100 level where we started trading this one. So what we have in here is, I got 2 clear levels, right? We have volume up to 124, I'm sorry. And then we have the volume of 144, right? So that's like 20 points we can capture. But I want to be on the side of the momentum with this one because I know Piton is kind of tough. So unless I see a big move, and you guys, we've been trading together like for close to 2 years now. So we start seeing like 123 with huge volume. Target one is 130, and then we keep it for 140, right? That's the way I like to trade it. If I don't see it and they start like just going sideways and taking like 5 days, 6 days, I'm making sure that we have an alert at 129.80. I'll say 129.49. We'll start looking at that one, right? So what I want to do is like I want to call it like probably like a daily breakout play. So we start going 130, and the target is like 145, right? So 134, 145. That's a Piton.
Space?
134, 145. I think that one with Branson flying out the weekend, I think he gave us like a nice move, pump and dump. So you see it right here, right? So big move up, huge volume, 1, 2, never trigger. Try it right here. Where's the volume? Right here. Where's the volume? Right here. So we hit today the 50 MA, which is 36.66. You see, I got my alert right there. I don't know what's going to happen at 36.60. I wish I did, but where's the edge right there, right? That's the main thing. Like when you have something like this and then you start seeing like volume increasing like this, you can probably have like this one, the breakout, and if you're confident enough, you probably hold it like for 1-2 days and then you surprise, right? In here is like you coming into all of this support, all of this pricing right here. So if you play momentum, what I'll do is I just take the low of the day, whatever it is, 37, 36, and just short it into 32 for another 10%. At 32, I'll be looking to see what's actually going to happen with this one, right? When I go to the longer term chart, like the monthly, I don't see much right here. If I go to the weekly, I don't see much right here. Like after this type of move, it's just, this is news. This has to be news related. Like you don't go up like that and they just crash, right? So we coming into this place where we broke. So I think as far as the shorts, I think you guys did a great job just shorting the 48 for 11 points, which is like 25% on the way down. But like it's like everything else, like it's momentum, right? If you see it like breaking 37, just trade it 37 till probably 32. So that's another 10%. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for this one for a day 3 sort of a trade, and the target is 33, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, 31, 32, I think it is. 32, 32, 40. Then you start getting into the moving averages, the point of controls, all of that stuff, and a lot of volume right there. So that's space. I think we talk about cannabis today. That's a reversal trade. Very hard to do because we don't have anything in its favor, to be honest. Like you look at the monthly chart, there's nothing right there suggesting that we like, at least I want to see it like going over 24, 25, right? It looked like it was gonna try to make it, but we hit like right there, the 23, the 20 MA, and you just got sold. So this is basically, this is actually a sell setup that we have right there. We go on the low, 21.98, we go 21, and so and so and so. Target is 20, and then we get into I don't know what. So Pepsi is a second day play. Yeah, absolutely. That's earnings report today. Gap up to new all-time highs. We know how to play that one. So that's a momentum play with Pepsi, right? That's a second day play. We play versus the levels that you guys know how to play, right? What else do we have? I think Coke was running. No, it didn't. It tried to break out. I think McDonald's was trying to make something today. Also, look at the monthly chart in McDonald's, which is pretty interesting. That's what I got it from my, I don't trade these things, but I got it from my my scanners, right? So we got earnings report on 7/28. This is a weekly chart. So if you been following what we discussing here, it's like, okay, we have the high, we have the sort of accumulation right here, 209. This is like last year, pretty much same range, 214, now 230. So people are paying up for this thing. And this is where we are. You go to a monthly chart and you're going to start seeing something different, right? So what we have is like massive drop. I think this was COVID, make new highs, pull back into the 20 MA, new highs. Now, what do we have right here? We have like sort of a base after a big run up. So this is interesting. I don't know what they're doing. I heard that they're raising the what is it? The salaries, the wages. They're giving leeway to their franchisees.
No, they offered benefits, I think.
And they're offering benefits and stuff like that. So this is, I mean, that could be a catalyst. I don't know. But it's interesting, right? 239, 240 for a quick trade, a slow trade, most likely, you know, McDonald's is a slow trade. So you can see like 240 for, yeah, it's not big. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. I mean, we will need like another huge move like this. So we went 205 to 235. So that's like 15%. So 15% from 240, that put us like 260. Yeah, but it's interesting. I mean, if I don't know if it's McDonald's and I see this monthly chart, I'll be interested, right? So McDonald's over 238 could be. Mickey D's over 238 with earnings coming for 250 and 260, right? The other one that I remember we used to try to trade it and I totally dropped the ball because I totally forgot about it. And I was like, oh, this is so boring. Look at this thing. It's amazing. The chart of Target is like unbelievable, right? At least for portfolio or whatever, guys. This is just like it double, just crazy move. So I don't know if McDonald's is going to do something like that. I see guys are talking about Chewy. So see, what's up? Chewy. I like the monthly. Absolutely like the monthly, Hassan. Yeah, that's the type of structure that I like. So look at this. Went up, and I'm pretty sure if we go from here to here, let's see what we got. We got like 50%. So yeah, we can probably hit 95 at least. The 95. That could be not a stretch, to be honest. So I have my alert at 90, which is a little late, I'll say, because I should be more aggressive. I should be trying to buy it probably over 87, then over 89 for 95. Yep, at Chewy. CHWY with a side note that we're doing sort of a monthly buy, and we're near the point of control at daily point of control. So that's another plus. And then we're doing a sort of a daily breakout play over 87.25. That's like very granular right here where we're going. 87.29, target 189, target 2. I'm going for 95. That doesn't mean it's got to be the same day, guys, right? Make sure you check the ATRs and how extended you are, because sometimes I know, like we were trying to do Netflix and I was going for 600, of course, but that doesn't mean he's going to do it like today, especially if the market get hit. Starbucks, that's another one I don't like to trade, but the pattern is there. Look at the monthly. So what we're seeing is McDonald's, Starbucks, Pepsi, I think Coke, I think what was the other one? Target. You know, like, is the money going over there? Question mark. Okay. So yes, Starbucks. I wish I was here like a couple weeks ago, because that's a beauty, definitely. Yep, 113, 119. Where do we go from here? All-time highs. So just play momentum. I'm gonna add it just for fun, because I don't like trading this one. But for Momo, pretty good. I totally forgot about the gamers. I think we're not doing any gamers anymore, right? So we're about to run out of time. So ATVI, TTWO, 2 minutes, one more minute, guys. What else do you have? We have beyond. Come on, the most beautiful chart you see. What do you want to see? The banks. The banks are reporting earnings. So we wait till they report the earnings, and then we evaluate we trade them as a gap play. Roblox needs to take 90, 95. Yep. Palantir, another one that we used to watch. Not looking good, not at all. Look at the monthly, and I want to see over 27.5. I know DK and G is the reporting next week, I think it is. That one's another one that is not going anywhere. SPG. This is like the lightning round from that crazy guy from TV, right? Vicio. Vicio looks good. Is that the TVs, the TVs that are affordable TVs? Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks pretty good. I actually I like the, you know what I like? I like the daily. Look at the daily. Look at the monthly. Look at the massive volume they put right here. So we know they pretty much stopped right there, 27.50. So we got a pretty good one right here. Yes, add it. Yep, we'll probably be trading this one tomorrow. Vizio, VZIO, Momo, right? SPG, Oracle. I think I saw it yesterday, but I didn't see. I don't remember. Wow, catching my eye. Well, that's the thing, right? This is the other, guys. This is what I'm talking about, structure, right, guys? You have the move right here. You have a reference point. You have a reference point right here, a point of control. So you're either buying the bottom of the range or selling right here. Now you can take the breakout, but the thing is that you got to be very careful right here, because now you're very extended, right? 78, 88. Now what we have is we will need some sort of correction through time, meaning sideways, or through price. So through price will take you back to 85, and from there we evaluate if anything. If for whatever reason we start going over 89, that's when you play it, right? And Walmart, oh my God, Walmart, never trade Walmart. It's like dead money, sideways. Okay, guys. Do we see beyond? Yeah, I have Macy's. Macy's, we have 3 days, big up days, and today we didn't do much. Now, here's what I'm looking, right? We're right here at that massive volume for the whole year. So that's point of control, everything. Keep an alert over 20. We start going over 20 in case the guys from Wall Street decide to start playing with it. So the target will be like $30 and 35. So those are ones that I don't really follow, but I have alerts. I have alerts for GM too, right? So GM has like 3 days sideways, done nothing. It doesn't look like, but these are like bars, like right there. So we are at point of control. So I want to see it over 60 for 65. That's another one. And I think Ford was trying to do a daily buy. I thought it was going to trigger. It didn't. Let me go see the weekly. And yeah, I want the trigger. I want this to trigger. $15. Not before. I don't want to be sitting on that dead money. So, guys, it's 7:04.
Thank you, Mario.
Roku or Nvidia, yeah, we discussed them at the very beginning, like Roku right at the beginning and Nvidia too. For Nvidia, we have 523 for 823 for 835 and 850 for tomorrow. For Roku, we have the monthly 1, 2, 3 that we're watching. Okay. So thank you, guys. It's good to be back, and let's keep it printing. Okay. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Mario. See you guys in the morning.
Hey, bye guys.